Hello from Bali. I had a request for a video on Nauli Kriya. This is the exercise that people do where they're like rolling their bellies around. And so the reason that people do it is because, well, first of all, it can be a really good way to stimulate just all of the digestion, because you're literally giving yourself an abdominal massage, but instead of like a manual therapy massage where you would just be poking, you're doing it more kind of like through your own activation. So it's just kind of like a little belly roll, belly wiggle, using your abdominal muscles to massage your organs. It feels quite nice once you get used to it. It also helps to kind of get like a deeper connection of understanding, just like having, what am I trying to say? A conscious control over the different muscles going on in your abdomen, particularly the diaphragm and its connection with the pelvic floor, as well as using the deeper muscles like the TVA with the more superficial muscles like the rectus abdominis switched off. Okay, so it's really tricky. I will tell you from my own experience, as well as trying to teach this to a few other people, that it's kind of a matter of figuring it out. And just for me, I set a goal for myself. Okay, I want to learn how to do this, and I practiced it every morning for about 2 weeks. And that's when you should do it, ideally, is in the morning. It's best done on an empty stomach. So just whatever time of the day that your stomach is empty. And yeah, at first it just felt weird, wasn't really sure what I was doing, but eventually it started to kind of make sense. So I've always kind of held off on trying to teach this one because it's challenging. And for me as a teacher, I guess I have my own hang-ups about trying to teach something and then seeing that I'm not able to successfully impart that knowledge. But it's just something to try out. So the first step is to get what's called the Uddiyana Bandha. And the way that you do this, and I cannot demonstrate it and do it at the same time, so I'll have to explain it and then show you. But you exhale out all of the air in your lungs, and then you kind of lock it, like, you know, when you're holding your breath, you kind of close the back of your throat, and as if you're inhaling, you expand your rib cage and lift your diaphragm up, but without actually letting any air in. So it's as if you're going, but without taking any air in, and this creates this sucking movement of lifting the diaphragm up. The pelvic floor, you may even feel that lift up through this emptiness, and with the empty belly and everything as well. It's a sensation to be felt for sure. So I'll demonstrate it. So I like to take a deep breath in to begin, and then exhale it all out entirely. So try that a few times, and that's the first step. Some people even just struggle with that, so don't worry if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm already getting stuck. But it's just empty out. Make sure that your lungs are as empty as you can get them. Like really press all the air out, and then it's not like sucking in like by using your abdominal muscles. It's more of a lifting up through the diaphragm. So what you should see is that your abdominal muscles are relaxed there, and you can kind of wiggle them around. They're not working. And then it can help if you're doing this kneeling, either on your knees or standing, but rest your upper body's weight on your knees so that you can really relax, like you've just run a sprint and you're like, oh, you're trying to catch your breath, you're so really relaxed. That's a good place to be then as well. And from that Uddiyana, of the lungs being empty and you're lifting up, it's a matter of when I first started, I was using my body's weight, my upper body's weight, kind of just shifting from one hand to the other, bringing my weight into one knee and then the other, and getting a little bit of like a hip movement going as well and playing around. But when you do that with the Uddiyana in place, it begins to look a bit like something's happening. So I'll demonstrate that. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm out of practice, but that's one way that you can do it. And so just feel it. One thing that I found really helpful when I was learning this was I was doing it in front of the mirror all the time, trying to like make my belly look like what I thought it should look like. And then I thought, okay, forget that. And I just started kind of feeling it and just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna massage my organs with my abdominal muscles. And once I started doing that and I started just kind of like getting a nice feel to it, that's when it started to make sense to me. The other type that you can do is, instead of like rolling from side to side, is work on moving your rectus abdominis out and then back in. So for me, this came easier once I established the more rolling thing, and I don't even know all the correct terms for these, but there's probably like Sanskrit names for them. But other people say that it's the other way around, and they establish this first and then they're able to do the rolling. So just play around with all of these. But it's kind of like this. Kind of like this. I'm not so good with this one. Okay. And I wish that I had like some magical instructions for how to achieve this, but I don't. I'm sorry. It's why I've never shared it publicly on Instagram or something, because I feel like I want to say the right magic words that makes it click for you. But I know for me, like I've said, it was just a matter of trying it, feeling it, working with it, just kind of have fun with it, you know, explore and see how it feels. Just think about like abdominal massage and like you're a belly dancer, and just kind of like get it all going. And the first few days that you do it, do 5 rounds, okay? 5 rounds every morning. Do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see how you get on. I hope that's helpful. I hope I haven't rambled on for too long. And I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. Sending you lots of big hugs and warmth and sunshine from Bali. You guys are so special to me. I hope you know that. Just wanted to throw that out there just as a little reminder.